Welcome back. We're watching some Jujutsu Kaisen. And a nice Halloween day's out isn't exactly on the cards now. I might be staying away from any sort of metro subway system for the foreseeable future. Having the masses of cursed spirits out there that are, well, not exactly in the realm of caring about human sanctity of life. I'm still trying to wonder whether or not it would be better to see or not be able to see what was coming up. I would have usually taken down one of the cursed objects there, the nail holding part of a veil down, and a grasshopper as well. He's doing quite well. What about the other sorcerers? What's their prospect in all of this? I'm going to have to find out. But of course, the main focus is probably going to be on Gojo, because why wouldn't it? Getting various descriptions of what they think of Gojo. Granted that Juju would probably be a little more grateful to him. He's not. I agree with that statement. The most eloquent of the descriptions there would go to Nanami, but egotistical is definitely one initial way of describing Gojo quite easily. Okay, this is definitely, I take back my earlier comment in the intro. I now know I would rather not be able to see what was going on. In fact, just having someone breathing heavily for no reason, fine. Carrying severed heads, no matter how corrupted or deformed, something I don't really need to see. And so now, alongst the tunnels and whatnot, where he's fighting those cursed spirits, how many of the captured civilians are actually going to make it out and see the night sky again? I just hope that any sort of fight scene in animation isn't going to hurt my eyes like the last episode did. And I would also like some other sources and whatnot coming in. Weed. Considering the time at the school and whatnot, he would be slightly annoyed. So now are they going to hold by that same kind of threat? Did anyone that even gets into contact burst into flames, and yet he can easily touch him with no recourse? Also, it is quite evident that he could have let him get kicked in the face by Nanami there. Hanami, sorry. He's only targeting him, but he did say he'd kill that one first. I don't think it was misdirection. I think it's just proving a point. Splat. He seems a little frailer than he did before. And while normal humans wouldn't be able to see curse energy and all the techniques and stuff, I'm guessing they would probably be able to see the walls cracking and crumbling. He's enjoying it. And was that him waiting for the opportunity there? Ooh. However, going on the offense rather than defense there, well, there goes the blood manipulation and my comment about not hurting anyone before. Well, at least they don't have to see what's coming. So if they want to not... Okay, when they were saying he's the strongest, Jesus Christ, just in pressure and aura itself being embedded into the wall. He is not taking any notice of them or all the civilians. He made a statement. They would be first. They did say he was the strongest. Something's going to happen to make it not so just a walk in the park for him. That's for certain, but... Huh. 4 meters for a whole minute. So the sacrifice of themselves are going to try and do that? I actually have no idea what the rules of Mahjong are. I've tried playing it, but nope. Never clicked. They know the dangers of going up against him, so what kind of precautions and safety did he promise them? And it is fun to see the tables being turned so thoroughly. It's an interesting way of getting over the gates. Is he not burning them? He's just using them as projectiles, because... otherwise they wouldn't be all too effective. Is he planning something big to actually help here? Oh. I mean, he is the center of the issues. Anyone that is even kind of close to him gets somewhat hurt. And a few lives here and there. He knows he won't be able to save them all, but at least he can stop them from doing anything in the future. Over 20 minutes, but is he being close enough all the time? You gotta, what, wait for him to be in the right state of mind for him to really capture him, cause an issue. And why is there a single woman just left alone? Yeah, she's not okay. She's definitely not okay. Not needed, yet still transformed, just left as a message. You... I see. So with a train full of monsters arriving, I would not be happy that the train is coming. I mean, granted, something is actually happening. It seems like it would be, oh, things are back on track and we can move again, but... in kind of classic Japanese fashion, they will sardine themselves onto the train cars. We can now actually see through the glass because they're malformed humans. They can actually all see. Scream and run. But with not many places to actually go, he's here. Well, that won't be an issue. Huh? What do you mean, dead? I mean, they were aware of that possibility, right? But with the blood sorcerer, the volcano dude, now him, he's got more on his plate. Is he going to do anything to try to help anyone that is still alive down here? Let's make it a bit more interesting. Why don't they just bring in everyone? Christ. If they want to make him mad, rather than be pulled around again, removing his own arm, that's actually, yeah, good way out. Not driven by emotions or anything. However, Is this some sacrifices, or has it gone above the threshold? Hmm. But what happens if they are incorrect in their assumptions about what he's about to do? But every second that he spends not, in inaction, I see. They pushed him to the edge, and that was too much. What is it like in here? Everything just frozen for a moment. Is he just going around and getting rid of every one of the idol transformation without becoming vegetables or facing after? Well, okay. So he's focused enough to bring it out, not cause any, hopefully, lasting effects on normal people. Jesus Christ. That would be why any longer than that would it be in a vegetative state. But he's doing this in 0.2 of a second. It is good to see that this is fast and yet not completely unable to see what's going on here. Two months later. And he is causing a lot of devastation. He's fully focused. Along with every normal person, the special grades would also be able to move around. Just taking down the numbers of assailants and enemies there. Would definitely do something. Unfortunately, he's now a little worn out, tired, out of breath. Perfect for perfect for Geto to jump in and do something there. Now, hopefully all of his good work isn't going to go to waste. What? Oh. Has he been within range for a while? Captured. Game, set, and match. Lovely. Giant eye wall. Is he able to just turn around and walk off now, despite everything? So they need to get him to stick here for a while. Perfect, yeah, just him turn up, speak to him, rattle his mind a little. We're going through everything they experienced in the first half of what we saw. Getting distracted has hurt him there. But what's the next step? However, there's certain bits that are still a little up in the air about it. By soul. That's spelling mistake. Oh, that is a very taut thread there. Ah, hair. Oh no, it was Fred. Lovely. Ah, so Geto is long past. However, he's being puppeted and piloted by this brain. Huh. Now that he knows that it's not him and whatever this other thing is that going to be easier for him? Ooh, duh. Is our boy Yuta going to make a reappearance in this Shibuya section arc? He's back. The overall goal to replace humans, get rid of them. Something. Mekamaru. Is he in some sense still out there, or is this something put in place beforehand because he knew something of what they were trying to do? Also, I do like the callback to talking about Yuta. I would like to see more of the boy. We saw him in Italy or something, was it? Having him, Yuji, and maybe some others would make for a very interesting kind of somewhat final confrontation. But having plans in place to take down Gojo, it makes sense. Them betting on him not using the domain inspection, but him still doing it and managing to take down all of the idol transformations so quickly. Well, everything they did there was just for him. I mean, their already goal was to take down normal people anyway, so why would they care how many they threw at him? But what an episode! still fast zipping around and none of the extra ghosting, which I think was told to me to help against epilepsy, but still. None of that forcing its way into the scene. Gojo really going all out, showing bits of what he can do. Hanami popping like an overpressured balloon. And that was just from the pressure of him getting close and expanding his aura. Without the cannon fodder of all of the innocents there, it really wouldn't have been much of a battle, would it? But it was seriously creepy after that. Not the train carriage full of monsters, the complete lack of regard for human life, the amount that was bifurcated by the blood. No, everything kind of washed away because of the eye wall and body hopping brain. That eye wall could have easily been a Yu-Gi-Oh card, let's be honest, but still. The mind, the ability, the cursed energy, everything, the voice, the perception, all of it being Geto. But still, Gojo being able to see through, there's something not quite right here. The soul. His soul is telling him different. It's not the boy he knew. Was it just for an extra level of trauma that it revealed itself as a haha, I stole the body of your friend? So what we saw that day at the end of the movie was the last moments of Geto, properly, having his body stolen and repurposed. Everything since then has been this cerebral doppelganger. But I do suppose that locking Gojo away in this prison would be a good way of having the other sorcerers not having to step up to the plate, prove themselves, do something amazing. Also, we haven't seen anything from Sukuna in a while. Is he going to make an appearance, considering Yuji is now going up against all of this as well? There's really no chance of stopping him, is there? But when you have someone physically strongest, yeah, you gotta break them mentally. Even for just a moment. Boy, this is, shaping up to be a nice, well, nice might be the wrong word, but tough little arc to watch. But also, is all of the fear and dying that's happening down here going to birth something else? You know, all the negative emotions that are going to actually just cause a new cursed spirit or something to come into existence. Just thinking aloud. But if you have enjoyed this episode, there is so much more to see. And after I've been... I was informed that Sukuna and other aspects, they're not just made for this story. It is taking elements from real folklore and legends from a certain place in Japan, which I find is even more interesting. Maybe if I actually knew any of that, it would help out. But let me know what you think down below. Is minor sacrifice for the greater good necessary? If you want to make sure to not miss future episodes and find the answer to that, consider subscribing to the channel. But for now, make sure to get yourselves a bit of rest. Try and think happy thoughts. Do avoid the birth of a new world like this. But with that in your mind, I hope to see you for the next one. It seems as though my patrons have kept me in some sort of time stop, because it really doesn't feel like I've been doing this for so many years, and yet, each and every time we just get to enjoy more anime. So, once again, I really do need to thank Noku, Raywin, Sal, Shiwan, Guado, Tori Jane, Crowville, Kite, Lightwizard91, Mega42, Diego Zenhausen, Maxwell Cardboard, and everyone else. I just hope we can enjoy things for quite a while, and still keep most of my brain function.